Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into the exciting month of October. You've probably heard of the term October surprise, especially around election time in the US. Well, let me tell you, there's a big surprise coming this October. One of the key events this month is the solar eclipse. I love discussing eclipses because they're such a vital tool for astrologers when making predictions. And this one is a big deal. I have so much to share with you about it. October also brings some deeper, more serious shifts. Fall is my favorite season, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, where the leaves change and there's a noticeable shift in the air. We can all feel the winds of change as October and November approach. The falling leaves reflect our own internal transformations, signaling it's time to turn inward. Personally, this time of year makes me feel more nostalgic. I find myself reflecting on past experiences and how they've shaped who I am. Lately, my dreams have been filled with people from my past, even those who have passed on, like my parents. It feels like these dreams are preparing me for something big that's on the horizon. October, November, and December will bring monumental transformations. We all feel it coming, and this eclipse season will mark one of the most significant periods of change we've ever experienced. Prepare yourself. This is going to be life-changing. This solar eclipse is in Virgo. I use sidereal Vedic astrology, which I find more precise due to its focus on the 27 nakshatras of India. This eclipse occurs in the nakshatra Hasta, which represents the hand, symbolizing both holding on and power. This eclipse aligns with Ketu, a spiritual energy that pushes us to look inward and connect with our deeper essence. You'll definitely feel this. The eclipse happens on October 2nd, and it sets the tone for the entire month. Old feelings, forgotten dreams, and deep-seated emotions will resurface, all pointing to a massive awakening on the horizon. It's going to be mind-blowing. But that's not all. Mars, the planet of energy, is in a unique position. It's slowing down, preparing to go retrograde. Mars entered Gemini on August 26th, and it will be bouncing between Gemini and Cancer until June 2025. This retrograde will have significant implications for the US and the changes coming. Mars is not just about energy. It also represents anger, conflict, and war. While it's in Gemini, which governs communication and media, we can expect disruptions. We're already seeing censorship and manipulation in the media, but during this transit, Mars will expose even more. We need to be aware of how our free speech, one of the founding principles of the US, is being challenged. In the US birth chart I use, there are 4 planets in Gemini, and Mars will activate all of them, sparking tension, anger, and frustration, particularly around the upcoming elections. This retrograde will bring major issues to the surface. From now until October 20th, Mars will reside in Gemini, encouraging a phase of dynamic communication and intellectual exploration. Gemini's influence fosters curiosity and adaptability, urging us to engage with diverse ideas and perspectives. This period is ideal for networking, sharing knowledge, and initiating conversations that spark new beginnings. However, be mindful of the potential for misunderstandings and scattered energies. Focus on clarity in communication to harness Mars's assertive energy effectively. After October 20th, Mars will retrograde back into Cancer, where it is considered debilitated. This transition signifies a shift from outward expression and intellectual engagement to introspection and emotional processing. Mars in Cancer often brings underlying tensions to the surface as it stirs up feelings and insecurities that may have been previously hidden. The challenges during this time may manifest as emotional disruptions, family conflicts, or personal insecurities. It's a time to reflect on how our emotions influence our actions and decisions, urging us to confront feelings that require attention and healing. On December 7th, Mars will station at approximately 11 to 12 degrees of Cancer before changing direction. This moment marks a crucial turning point where the energy of Mars begins to regain momentum, albeit still within a sensitive and emotional context. The influence of Mars will intensify during this period, leading to significant revelations as hidden truths come to light. Expect secrets that have been simmering beneath the surface to explode into public awareness, reshaping our understanding of various situations and relationships. From January 20th to April 3rd, 2025, Mars returns to Gemini, bringing back the energy of communication and mental agility. During this phase, we will witness a significant unfolding of events, as revelations from the previous months coalesce into a clearer narrative. Many hidden truths will emerge, particularly regarding personal relationships, societal structures, and collective beliefs. This period will act as a catalyst for change, urging us to confront what we've previously avoided. The transition back to Cancer from April 3rd through June 6th brings Mars once again into the realm of emotions and family dynamics. Notably, during this time, Mars will impact the U.S. astrological chart's 8th house, crossing over the country's Mercury, which is closely linked with Rahu. For those familiar with my previous discussions on the U.S. chart, you know that the country is currently navigating its Mercury-Rahu dasha. This period is associated with communication, technology, and information dissemination, but also with challenges related to misinformation and illusion. As Mars traverses this sensitive area of the chart, we can expect heightened activity around communication, technology, and perhaps a rise in debates over truth versus deception. The interplay of Mars with Mercury and Rahu could lead to significant revelations regarding national issues, policy decisions, and the public's perception of these matters. The energy during this time may amplify tensions, but also encourage breakthroughs as previously hidden agendas come into the spotlight. By June 6th, 2025, we will have a much clearer understanding of the events that have transpired during this intense astrological cycle. Major occurrences will have unfolded, providing insights into both personal and collective journeys. The themes of this cycle will revolve around emotional clarity, the pursuit of truth, and the transformative power of confrontation. The 8th house in astrology is a profound domain, often linked to themes of transformation, intimacy, shared resources, and most crucially, the hidden aspects of life. This house governs not only financial partnerships, like joint ventures, inheritances, and shared wealth, but also the darker, more secretive elements of society. It is here that we confront issues of power dynamics, psychological depth, and the secrets we keep from ourselves and others. When planets transit through this house, they can trigger significant revelations, often stirring up what has been buried or ignored. Mars, the planet of action, assertiveness, and sometimes aggression, is particularly significant when it transits Cancer. Cancer is a sign deeply connected to emotions, security, and home life, yet it can also be defensive and protective. Mars's energy can provoke conflicts related to emotional issues, family dynamics, and issues of personal safety and security. When Mars transits through Cancer in the U.S. astrological chart, it's as if a spotlight is shining on the undercurrents of domestic and international relations, highlighting vulnerabilities that are often hidden beneath the surface. As Mars moves through both Gemini and Cancer, it will engage with 6 major planets in the US chart, activating and energizing themes related to communication, conflict, and transformation. This back-and-forth motion indicates a turbulent period where actions and responses are likely to be reactive rather than strategic, leading to potential miscommunication and heightened tensions. During this transit, we can expect that many deep-seated secrets will begin to emerge, shedding light on corruption that has long been hidden, both within the US and globally. The political landscape is rife with power struggles and hidden agendas, and this transit could serve as a catalyst for significant change. Expect a surge in revelations regarding financial misconduct, unethical practices, and possibly even international scandals that have long been obscured. The 8th house's connection to shared resources suggests that these revelations could have far-reaching implications, affecting not just individuals but entire institutions and governments. The chaotic environment created by this transit will likely be exacerbated by the upcoming elections in the US. This is a period of heightened emotions, where factions may clash more openly, leading to potential civil unrest. The energy of Mars can ignite passion and anger, causing previously simmering tensions to boil over. As truths emerge, those invested in maintaining the status quo may resist change, leading to potential backlash and conflict. Moreover, we should also be alert to the possibility of external threats. With the astrological climate suggesting increased volatility, the US could face challenges from abroad, whether in the form of geopolitical tensions, cyber threats, or even military posturing. The combination of internal chaos and external pressures could lead to a perfect storm of uncertainty. In these turbulent times, it's crucial for each of us to remain informed, vigilant, and actively engaged with the world around us. The ongoing events unfolding across the globe require us to not only stay informed, but to seek out the deeper truths that may have been hidden from our view for far too long. Awareness, as many sages and teachers have highlighted, is the most powerful tool we have as we journey through these unprecedented shifts. It's through awareness that we begin to understand, question, and navigate the major transitions impacting every aspect of our lives. This period is not merely a time to brace for chaos. It represents a profound opportunity for transformation on both a personal and collective level. As structures and systems we once relied on begin to crumble, the exposure of corruption, hidden agendas, and long-standing inequities is creating a global awakening. What's unfolding before our eyes is a call for humanity to reassess its trajectory and take bold steps toward a more transparent, ethical, and equitable future. Rather than allowing fear to drive our responses, we must embrace the changes, no matter how uncomfortable or disorienting they may seem. True transformation rarely comes without growing pains. Yet in these moments of upheaval lies the potential for rebirth, innovation, and the emergence of a world where justice, equality, and truth prevail. This shift starts with each of us, fostering open communication and building meaningful connections within our communities. We can no longer turn away from the realities we've been avoiding. Whether it's the unraveling of outdated political systems, environmental crises, or the exposure of corporate exploitation, the time to act is now. To create lasting change, we must approach these challenges not from a place of reactionary fear, but from a proactive mindset grounded in clarity, purpose, and love. In times of uncertainty, it is the bonds we share with others that will serve as our greatest strength. Communities grounded in mutual understanding, support, and cooperation can become beacons of hope during these challenging times. As individuals, we each carry unique gifts and insights that can contribute to the collective. When united, we can achieve far more than we ever could in isolation. This is why fostering communication, collaboration, and empathy within our communities is paramount. Through community efforts, we can create spaces where dialogue, healing, and innovation flourish. These are the spaces where ideas for sustainable living, mutual aid, and creative solutions to current challenges can be born. Imagine a future where local communities are resilient, thriving ecosystems, not dependent on corrupt systems, but rather focused on nurturing the well-being of all its members. The journey ahead may indeed be intense, but within this intensity lies an extraordinary potential for healing as we unearth hidden truths, whether about our own lives, our societies, or the world at large. We allow space for collective healing. When we confront the shadows within and around us, we release the grip of illusion and denial, opening the way for growth. Healing isn't always easy. It requires courage to face the truth, to sit with discomfort, and to commit to change. Yet it is through this process that we can create a world more aligned with honesty, compassion, and integrity. The key is to not shy away from these truths, but to embrace them as the stepping stones to a brighter, more authentic future. As we lay the groundwork for future generations, our actions today will determine the trajectory of humanity's evolution. The seeds we plant now, in terms of consciousness, compassion, and community, will bear fruit in the years to come. Each of us plays a role in shaping this new earth, and every small action counts. To provide a deeper understanding of the significance of this moment, it's worth noting the profound astrological event that lies ahead, the eclipse on October 2nd. Eclipses have long been recognized as moments of great cosmic power, times when the natural order is temporarily disrupted. The darkening of the sun's light during an eclipse is a potent symbol, one that mirrors the unveiling of truths that were once obscured from our view. This upcoming eclipse will act as a catalyst for revelation, both globally and personally. Expect significant shifts in perspective as the light of awareness pierces through the shadows of confusion, misinformation, and denial. As truths rise to the surface, we will be challenged to realign our understanding of the world, our relationships, and ourselves. On a personal level, this eclipse may bring to light areas of your life that require attention or transformation. It's an invitation to reflect, release, and recommit to your authentic path. Spiritually speaking, it's a time to let go of what no longer serves your higher purpose, making way for new possibilities and higher levels of awareness. On a global level, the collective unveiling may manifest as social, political, or environmental revelations that force humanity to confront issues that can no longer be ignored. However, this process of revelation is also an opportunity for healing and realignment. As a collective, we can choose to see this eclipse not as a moment of darkness, but as a turning point, a beacon of truth that signals the dawn of a new era. The future is calling us to step into greater awareness, integrity, and collective responsibility. While the path ahead may be fraught with challenges, it is also filled with opportunities for profound growth, healing, and transformation. By embracing the shifts in consciousness, nurturing our communities, and committing to truth, we can co-create a future that is not only more equitable and transparent, but also filled with compassion and love. Now is the time to prepare, not by retreating into fear or denial, but by opening our hearts and minds to the vast possibilities of what lies ahead. Together we can navigate the journey with grace, courage, and a deep commitment to creating a better world for ourselves and for generations to come. This eclipse falls in the sign of Virgo and takes place in the 10th house of the United States astrological chart, a sector that governs leadership, authority, and the presidency. Given this positioning, we can anticipate that this eclipse will bring forth significant revelations or losses related to the current presidential administration. Leadership figures may face scrutiny or unearthing of previously concealed issues that could impact their standing or decisions. As we approach this date, it's crucial to recognize the astrological dynamics at play. Mars will be in close proximity to the Sun during this eclipse. The Sun, as a symbol of leaders and authority, coupled with Mars, representative of conflict, aggression, and assertiveness, forecasts a turbulent time. There is a potential for attacks, both metaphorically and literally, against the country and its leadership. This cosmic alignment may usher in crises or confrontations that could reshape the political landscape. The implications of this eclipse extend beyond immediate revelations. With the U.S. elections looming in November, we also see Mars opposing Pluto in the chart, creating a tense and potentially explosive dynamic. This aspect indicates a period fraught with intensity, power struggles, and potential upheaval. As we navigate this pre-election season, it's essential to stay alert, as unexpected events may challenge the status quo. In examining the astrological chart of Donald Trump, the former president appears to be particularly vulnerable during this time. From October through June, while Mars transits through Cancer, it is essential for him to seek protection, both physically and politically. Shocking news may emerge this October, casting long shadows on his prospects and safety. Beyond the political realm, the economic landscape may also experience turbulence. As emotional tensions rise and public sentiment fluctuates, we could witness a significant downturn in the stock market. The connection between astrology and economic cycles is profound. Major astrological events often coincide with shifts in market dynamics, and this eclipse is no exception. Be prepared for heightened volatility and emotional reactions that could impact financial decisions. Following the eclipse and the subsequent election, we may experience a stark divide in the national consciousness. Analyzing multiple charts, including those of Trump and Kamala Harris, my assessment suggests that Trump may emerge victorious in the elections. However, this victory may come with significant challenges, as efforts to discredit him will likely intensify. This ongoing conflict and division could deepen, especially during November and December, as the nation grapples with contrasting visions for its future. To remain informed and navigate these turbulent times, consider subscribing to my newsletter or joining my Patreon for exclusive insights and guidance. Together we can explore the unfolding narrative of these celestial events and their impact on our lives. Do you remember the major eclipse we had back in April? That celestial event created a striking X shape over the United States, particularly highlighting Texas. This unusual pattern is more than just a visual spectacle. It's a powerful omen that signals significant transformations on the horizon. Eclipses are often seen as catalysts for change, and the energy from that moment is still reverberating, hinting at shifts in various sectors, especially in the economy and the stock market. As we navigate through this time, it's essential to be aware of the broader geopolitical landscape. One particular area of focus is China, especially in light of Xi Jinping's astrological chart. My insights into this suggest that he is poised to confront substantial challenges in the coming months. The alignment of planets indicates a potential divide within China itself, which could have serious ramifications for both domestic stability and international relations. As frustrations mount over various issues, including economic pressures and internal dissent, we might witness a pivotal moment in Chinese politics. The situation with Taiwan remains a critical point of tension. It's likely that there will be another concerted attempt by China to assert control over Taiwan, but this is just one aspect of a more intricate web of geopolitical dynamics. I sense a growing potential for conflict between China and the United States, and these tensions could escalate if not carefully managed. The alignment of astrological influences suggests that we are on the brink of major events that could alter the course of international relations. Looking ahead, especially around October 9th, we anticipate a significant wave of economic activity. This date marks when Jupiter goes retrograde at 27 degrees of Taurus in sidereal astrology, a key event that often brings profound insights and opportunities for reevaluation. As Jupiter stations, it will sit directly on Donald Trump's Rahu in his 10th house, which traditionally symbolizes fame, authority, and public life. A stationary planet like Jupiter carries considerable weight, suggesting that this could grant Trump a favorable edge in the upcoming elections. His chart indicates potential for a resurgence in influence, particularly in light of this astrological event. However, I have some skepticism about the inauguration scheduled for January 20th. With Mars retrograding around that time, we could see complications that may delay or alter expected outcomes. Mars, often associated with action and assertiveness, when in retrograde, tends to lead to reevaluation and reconsideration of plans. This combination of celestial influences might create an atmosphere of uncertainty and challenges as we move forward into the new year. As we process these cosmic energies, it's vital to stay grounded and aware of the potential changes coming our way. The universe is always in motion, and being attuned to these shifts can help us navigate the complexities ahead with greater clarity and purpose. There's an immense amount of energy swirling around the political landscape right now, particularly as we approach significant dates related to the upcoming presidential inauguration. A close examination of Donald Trump's astrological chart reveals a complex web of challenges and potential confrontations on the horizon. If he secures a victory, the aftermath could spark a fierce contest, leading to heightened divisions and unrest within the United States. This scenario is reflective of a deeper internal struggle, where contrasting ideologies and loyalties clash, further fracturing an already polarized society. From October through December, and extending into January and February, we can anticipate significant developments that could alter the course of our nation's future. A pivotal moment will occur when Mars reaches 22 degrees in Gemini around February 24th, aligning closely with the Sun in the United States' astrological chart. This particular configuration may herald not only political turbulence, but also the potential for targeted attacks on the president. The intensity of these planetary movements often coincides with moments of strife, and it's crucial to remain vigilant during this period. While this message may seem disheartening, I want to stress the importance of these unfolding events. We have been encumbered by layers of hidden corruption and deceit for far too long, and the only way to cleanse our systems is through a series of intense and at times shocking events. This process can feel tumultuous, but it serves a greater purpose: the emergence of truth. The historical context here is essential. The roots of our current challenges can be traced back to significant events, including the assassination of President Kennedy. Since that moment, a myriad of incidents involving powerful political figures, such as the Clintons and the Obamas, have contributed to a culture of distrust and speculation. As we move forward, we should prepare ourselves for revelations that could reshape our understanding of our political landscape. On a more optimistic note, the relentless tide of truth will ultimately rise to the surface. Although the journey may be fraught with tension and uncertainty, these revelations are necessary for healing and renewal. We have been grappling with these issues for decades, and the only path forward is through transparency and accountability. As we navigate these turbulent waters, let us remember that the universe has a way of bringing about change, even when it feels uncomfortable. But here's what you should take away. The current clearing is not just a temporary phase. It is essential for our collective evolution. We are on the brink of a massive awakening and incredible healing, which will ultimately lead to a transformation of our world into a more beautiful and harmonious place. As we navigate through this challenging period, I've been emphasizing for quite some time that it's all part of the journey to reach the other side of this experience. The purging and clearing we're undergoing is not just a struggle. It is a necessary process that will allow light to flood into our lives and our planet. I genuinely believe that what awaits us on the other side will be breathtaking. This journey is a collective one, and as we face these trials together, we will emerge stronger, more resilient, and deeply connected to one another. As we approach October, the shifting of the seasons will often bring about changes not only in nature, but also within our own lives. It's crucial to be mindful of our health during this time. I encourage everyone to focus on getting as healthy as possible. With the potential for another virus scare or a particularly tough flu season, something that typically occurs during fall eclipses, it's important to take proactive steps. Prioritize your well-being. Nourish your body with wholesome foods, stay hydrated, and ensure you are practicing self-care. I recognize that it's spring for those of you in Australia, which serves as a reminder of the universal nature of this experience. We're all in this together, no matter the season. The upcoming clearing and awakening, along with the influx of divine light, will be truly transformative for all of us. It's important not to fear what lies ahead. Instead, stay aware and engaged with the process. This is a time to reflect on the actions you can take to support your journey. Remember that everything is possible. We are evolving faster than ever before, and this month presents a perfect opportunity to turn inward and connect with your divine spirit. You are inherently connected to the divine, and all you need to do is ask for guidance. Take time to meditate, reflect, and listen to your intuition. The light that is coming in will illuminate your path, guiding you toward clarity and purpose. Embrace this transformative energy with an open heart, knowing that it will lead you to a more profound understanding of yourself and your place in the universe. As we move through this transformative period, let us remain committed to our growth, both individually and collectively. Together we are paving the way for a new reality, a reality filled with hope, love, and profound connection. Embrace this journey, and remember, the light is always within you, waiting to shine brighter than ever before. Take time to reflect, pray, and connect deeply with what resides in your heart. When you slow down and embrace this sacred space within, you will experience the unconditional love that radiates from the core of your being. This love is not just for you, but it ripples out to bring healing and peace to your family, your community, and the world. In this divine connection, you will find a profound sense of protection, knowing that no matter what life presents, you are safe in the embrace of your inner light and wisdom. We all carry within us a divine spark, a guiding force that is always present, ready to lead us through any challenge. As we learn to tap into this inner guidance, we begin to realize that no external force holds power over our peace and well-being. This connection to the divinity within anchors us during times of uncertainty. When we honor this sacred connection, we allow healing energy to flow freely, transforming fear into love, doubt into trust, and chaos into calm. Remember, the power of choice is always in our hands. Every moment offers us the opportunity to choose love over fear, compassion over anger, and unity over division. This is not merely a personal decision. It is an act of global healing. Every choice we make from a place of love has the power to heal not only our hearts, but also the collective consciousness of the planet. Imagine the impact of millions of souls choosing love simultaneously. This is how true transformation begins, within each of us and then expanding outward to touch every corner of the world. I want you to know that despite the struggles and darkness we sometimes witness, the light is already breaking through. A great awakening is underway. Humanity is evolving, and so are you. This is a pivotal moment in time, one where we are called to hold faith and trust in the process of this global shift. The new era we are stepping into is one of enlightenment, where love, unity, and peace will become the norm. The earth itself is ascending, and we are co-creating this reality with every loving intention we set. On the other side of this journey, clarity and truth will emerge. The illusions that once caused division will dissolve, and we will stand together in the light of our shared divinity. Healing is not just possible, it is inevitable. And as we heal individually, the world heals alongside us. We are interconnected in ways we are only beginning to understand. The light that is rising within you will join with others, creating a radiant web of love and consciousness that will uplift the entire planet. Now is the time to embrace this future with open arms. Look forward with hope and anticipation, because what lies ahead is more beautiful than anything we've ever known. A new earth is being birthed, one where compassion, joy, and harmony reign. And as you step into this new world, you will feel a deeper alignment within your own soul, one that resonates with the truth of who you are at your core. The peace you've longed for is already here, waiting for you to claim it. As you journey inward and reconnect with your true self, love will be the force that guides you. This love will bring joy, not just fleeting happiness, but a profound and lasting joy that fills your heart and soul. With this joy comes a sense of purpose, of knowing that you are an integral part of this grand transformation. Together, we are co-creating a brighter, more harmonious world. A world where healing is no longer a distant hope, but a living reality. So let's move forward, hand in hand, with love as our compass. The journey ahead is one of healing, growth, and ascension. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine order, and as we walk this path together, we will illuminate the way for others. The light is already here, and it's only getting brighter. Step into that light and let it guide you home.